administration. Now, the Tesla CEO, ex-owner, and SpaceX founder has his sights set across the pond on Britain.
The CEO of Tesla and former owner of SpaceX has firmly entered the realm of British politics, and his actions could spell real trouble for Starmer and the Labour Party. Elon Musk has just unleashed a political bombshell that is stirring up significant unrest throughout the UK. This isn't merely routine criticism. He has boldly urged the government to take unprecedented action. But what prompted this surprising move? How did one of the world's most influential figures manage to rally millions and push the Labour government to the edge?
To describe a hateful thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist.
Any person organising or taking part in the procession is committing an offence.
Those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned?
No,
is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying.
Well, I'm just curious. I'm trying to understand what you mean by hateful content.
I think Elon Musk's comments were totally unjustifiable. Everyone who has a platform like he does on social media should be acting responsibly.
At this stage, Musk's criticism intensified significantly. He tweeted that the people of Britain are weary of existing in a tyrannical police state. These remarks were not merely a critique of the Labour Party, they served as a rallying cry for unity. Musk emphasized that he believed the government's actions were excessive, and millions of people took notice. As the petition quickly gained traction, breaking records and drawing public interest, something astonishing occurred. The mainstream media chose to remain silent. No major news outlet reported on this crucial story.
Now we're seeing that Elon Musk's trolling knows no bounds and no borders. Lately, he's been turning his ire here at the Labour, the sort of center-left government here in Britain, particularly its Prime Minister, Keir Starmer. Now, he's been tweeting a lot over the past year against Keir Starmer and against the Labour government.
Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur renowned for boldly challenging, has now firmly shifted his focus to UK politics. Whether it's Tesla's groundbreaking electric vehicles or SpaceX's thrilling plans for interplanetary travel, Musk has built a reputation for fearlessly taking on powerful entities and achieving victories. However, this time, his attention is not on technology or business. He has openly criticized the Labour government, which many Britons accuse of failing to fulfill its promises and lacking accountability. Musk's entry into the political arena came as a genuine surprise. It was not premeditated but sparked by a simple yet powerful impulse stemming from a public petition calling for change.
Me. And I think what it is a sign of the rapid collapse in confidence in this government, and it's about creating pressure on the governing party. And in a sense, that is actually how our politics works, isn't it? In that the opposition parties and people who are not happy try to put pressure on the government to say, look, yes, this isn't going very well. People are not very happy. Your ratings are plummeting. You need to think again on certain things. And of course, if we don't say we're unhappy, then the government assumes we're all happy and they just carry on in the disastrous route that they're taking us. And the other thing that this does, Ian, is it triggers a debate because it's gone over 100,000 votes. It should trigger a debate in either the chamber itself or in Westminster Hall. And that's a sort of like would be a mini sort of just a confidence debate in how the government is doing. And if you, after this, what I call the blunder budget, I mean, they bang on about Liz Truss's minibus, budget. Well, this is the blunder.
Musk was not about to let this turmoil slip by unnoticed. He took to Twitter once more, highlighting the media's complete disregard for the people's voice. The mainstream media's silence regarding this petition is truly astonishing. What are they really afraid of? This only intensified public outrage, as many feel that the institutions responsible for holding the government accountable should be addressing these issues. But Musk didn't stop with just the petition. He was resolute in his intent to push forward.
July. Now, that petition, which had 1 million signatories when Elon Musk retweeted that, it now has 2 million and climbing. So it looks like it's at least going to have to be maybe discussed by the parliament as part of those rules. The day before that, he had tweeted that the voice of the people is a great antidote, showing the declining popularity levels for Keir.
With a single tweet, Elon Musk propelled the petition's popularity beyond the creator's wildest expectations. Within just a few hours, the number of signatures soared, achieving record levels that seemed almost unimaginable. This petition became the fastest growing in UK history. For Musk, it was more than just an urgent issue, it became a potent symbol of the government's complete disconnection from the people, something that could not be overlooked. When the signature count hit 160,000, Musk took to Twitter once again to clearly express his stance.
But Musk then also went a step further and tweeted a documentary by a very famous far-right activist here in Britain, whose name our audience may or may not know. His name is Stephen Yaxley Lennon, also known here popularly as Tommy Robinson. Now, he was just sentenced, he's a couple of months in, to an 18-month prison sentence for contempt of court for his role in defaming a child, an adolescent Syrian refugee back several years ago. Now, Tommy Robinson admitted guilt in this case, but his time in prison, his sentence has still been seen as very controversial among the far right here in Britain and even in the United States, where he's a well-known name in far right circles.
This isn't the first time we've witnessed such audacious actions from Elon Musk. Throughout much of the past year, he has been unrelenting in his criticism of Keir Starmer and European governments. Just a few months ago, amid racial riots in Britain, Musk once again raised his voice on Twitter, declaring that a civil war in Britain was inevitable. His remarks not only drew attention to the situation, but also served as a powerful catalyst, motivating people to take action. Those who had never considered signing the petition before began to join the movement in droves. Millions of Musk's followers transformed into a formidable force, spreading information and amplifying the growing discontent among many Britons. Consequently, the petition reached an astonishing milestone of 1 million signatures, a figure that could not be overlooked.
From Keir Starmer, from 10 Downing, saying that they're not surprised that the people of Britain want another election, even though we just had one here back in July, very recently. So actually, the Prime Minister has come into some criticism from the left-wing politicians here, who say that Keir needs to stand up to Elon Musk. And this really just goes to show what has changed. Well, Elon Musk is now very much not in power per se, but he is a very close confidant of incoming President Donald Trump, who just last night, as you mentioned earlier in the program, had said he wants to impose 25%.
He began to address a series of controversial topics that ignited a significant outcry in the UK. Initially, he responded to alarming reports that the government was protecting pregnant men and lesbians who identify as men in court. Musk couldn't resist labeling this situation as the world of clowns. His followers, inspired by his daring remarks, rallied around him, convinced that political correctness had gone too far and descended into absurdity. The focus then shifted to the case of Tommy Robinson, a contentious figure who was imprisoned for exposing a migrant accused of horrific crimes. Musk was taken aback by the shocking details of Robinson's case and tweeted, "Why has he been in prison for 18 months?" For him, this was more than just a personal case. It represented a quest for justice that seemed to punish dissent while allowing real criminals to evade consequences. His words conveyed a profound sense of anxiety and anger about a system that, in his view, had become completely distorted.
His tweet, I don't know if we're calling it tweet, on X, a platform that he owns, he wrote, "The people of Britain have had enough of a tyrannical police state." And you can see there, he was tweeting along with a survey, a petition that the government would be obliged to take up, or at least the parliament would be obliged to discuss after it reaches a certain number of...
This isn't the first instance of Elon Musk taking such bold actions. Over the past year, he has consistently criticized Keir Starmer and various European governments. Just a few months ago, during the racial riots in Britain, Musk once again voiced his concerns on Twitter, declaring that a civil war in Britain was unavoidable. His statements not only highlighted the situation but also served as a significant motivator for people, prompting them to take action. Individuals who had previously not considered signing the petition began to join the movement in droves. Millions of Musk's followers transformed into a powerful force, spreading information and amplifying the growing discontent among many Britons. Consequently, the petition achieved an extraordinary milestone of 1 million signatures, a figure that could not be overlooked. Share your thoughts in the comments. See you.